Hi, my name is Cold Beer and let's start with Outer Wilds. This is one of the best indie games you can find in general. It was named Game of the Year by Giant Bomb, Polygon, Eurogamer and The Guardian, so that alone should grab your attention. If it grabs something else, call the police. Or grab back, I don't judge. Here you are, the newest recruit of Outer Wilds Ventures, a space program searching for answers in a strange, constantly evolving solar system. You will have to gather wisdom for the glory of your nation, because you are the one responsible for exploring outer space. When I played the game, I flew directly towards the sun and died, so believe you me, controlling this spaceship is one of the hardest things you will ever do. Well, I'm probably exaggerating a bit, but it is as difficult as it is fun as well. The spaceship is very responsive, so during your adventures you will have to find out what lurks in the heart of the ominous Dog Bramble, who built the alien city on the moon. Well, obviously aliens, but you know what I mean. Can the endless time loop be stopped? And why is potato salad so delicious? Answers await you in the most dangerous reaches of space. Game has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, so you can't be wrong with this one. Lethal Company. This co-op game is a phenomenon that hit the gaming world without a warning. Overwhelmingly positive reviews on early access games are not what you see every day, and this result is achieved by around 300,000 reviews. That is mind-blowing. Anyway, here you are, a contracted worker for the company. Your job is to collect scrap from abandoned industrialized moons to meet the company's profit quota. You can use the cash you earn to travel to new moons with higher risks and rewards, or you can buy fancy suits and decorations for your ship. Also, you will experience nature. By scanning any creature, you will add them to your bestiary, but mostly you will explore the wondrous outdoors and crawl inside their derelict steel and concrete underbellies. Just keep one thing in mind, never miss the quota. Also, it may look like a horror game, but believe me, it's way worse. The Outer Worlds. Somehow I always think that this game gets too little attention. It is definitely one of the best RPG games I have played in recent years. It is funny, it has secrets, many guns and places to explore. It's not just Fallout in space. I had more fun playing The Outer Worlds than I had playing Fallout 4. Even if this is a bit smaller game, I can absolutely give it 9 cold beers out of 10 and recommend it to you without a doubt. But I have to mention that it has some cons as well, like unbalanced difficulty. You know, at first you die a lot, but later everything else dies in seconds, even the strongest monsters. Then you may think,
hey, I will switch from hard to the hardest difficulty.
but you can't. You have to play the whole game on this hardest difficulty without switching it off, because developers decided to add some stupid achievements most of the players don't even care about. So you will feel overpowered all the time and you can't do anything about that. That's why I didn't buy and didn't play the last DLC. I already feel like a combat god, everything just dies when I blink. No Man's Sky. Developers say that here you can become anything you want, but it's obvious that you can't become a pirate giraffe with palm trees instead of legs, or an ocean filled with pink shoes. You can't become an ocean here, so realistically speaking, you have limited choices of what you may become. But in general, this game lets you choose from many different paths. Will you be a fighter preying on the weak and taking their delicious potato salad by force, or a merchant who will find rich resources on forgotten worlds and exploit them for the highest prices? Or maybe an explorer? Go beyond the known frontier and discover places and things that no one has ever seen before. Like, you know, whiskey without a hangover. Nobel Prize guaranteed.
That's not how the Nobel Prize works.
Oh, shut up. So in general, No Man's Sky procedurally generates the whole universe. It's still a bit smaller than your mama, but it will be enough for you to dive in for a few days at least. Or maybe more. A lot of people who left comments on Steam, for example, have from about 20 to 150 hours of playtime. You can also play it in VR mode, although it's not a requirement by any means. Stellaris. Here every game begins with a civilization who just discovered the means to travel between stars and is ready to explore the galaxy. You will have your science ships survey and explore anomalies, leading you into a myriad of missions, introducing strange worlds with even stranger stories and discoveries that may completely change your outcome. And as always, you are not alone in the universe and you don't know what you will encounter. Maybe a friendly trade federation, maybe a trade federation we saw in Star Wars, and maybe just plain space cannibals. And you will have to deal with all this galactic nonsense all alone, or in multiplayer mode with your friends. EVE Online. This is an enormous space MMO, with over 7,000 solar systems and nearly 20 years of player-created history. Here you'll meet your destiny as an immortal, a capsuleer capable of piloting over 350 fully customizable starships, from small nimble frigates to formidable battleships and massive freighters. You will embark on a solo adventure as well through the nexus of a wormhole space. You will try or actually form a mighty industrial empire to transform the building blocks of the universe, or maybe take up arms with like-minded players to conquer vast frontiers together. Here, as in almost every huge MMO, you'll find everything from PvP or environmental battles to mining, exploration and industry. The game is free to play, but we all know that if you like the game, you will start pouring not only extreme amounts of time in it, but also your money. You know, by buying a subscription, you will unlock some ships, boost your training speed and so on. You can survive without these things, but the game is designed to tempt you. Also keep in mind that the game is really difficult for newcomers and is slow-paced, but because of that the community has a slightly higher age bar, so less annoying swearing kids, more old jerks with way better knowledge on how to insult you. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. This is an awesome game. Well, 3 remastered games in one remade with shiny new graphics and details. Although I must admit that the graphics of the first part are still morally old, so the more you play, the more beautiful the game gets. So don't expect miracles, these are all the games with not so fancy overhaul as Crysis franchise. First Mass Effect was released in 2007, so really long time ago. Anyway, if you like science fiction space operas, Mass Effect is one of the best there is. It has a great plot, many twisted turns of events, mysteries on every corner, giant robots, giant spaceships and giant space stations. Everything is giant here. It's also full of great characters as well, and it has about 90% of positive reviews on Steam. By buying Legendary Edition, you will get all 3 remastered Mass Effect games with all the DLCs and other stuff included and remade in one huge game. X4 Foundations. This is a space sandbox game where thousands of ships and stations trade, mine and produce. In this universe you can grow from being the lone pilot of a fighter ship to managing a vast empire, commanding your fleets and designing colossal space stations. The game is single player, so all this goodness is entirely your adventure. Here you'll encounter first-person action, boarding ships and visiting their bridges, and will have to put your filthy fingers on expansive strategy and management simulation. Here you will choose your own path at your own pace. You can start your journey from a number of different beginnings, and as a number of different characters, each with their own role, set of relationships and different ships and technologies. No matter how you start, you are always free to develop in any other direction, although people are complaining about unskippable dialogues and bad controls. The Planet Crafter. The adventure here starts literally the same as in Subnautica and many other alien planet exploration games. You are falling from space in a tiny capsule that will be your only home and link to humanity. So you manage to land with all your body parts intact and may start exploring unfriendly nature around you. Well, alright, I ain't gonna lie, in the Planet Crafter you ain't gonna find any hostile enemies. It's a very relaxing game where you don't have to worry about creating new weapons to defend yourself from large alien monsters, nothing like that. Here you have to gather minerals and resources to survive, and craft all the tools you'll need in order to fulfill your mission, which is to terraform this planet and make it habitable for humans. And half of humanity has boobs, so just saying, a noble goal. Also keep in mind that this is not just a crafting game. You will explore old crashed ships and ruins and discover a planet full of mystery. If interested, keep in mind that you can play the demo version on Steam for free. EVERSPACE 2. This is a fast-paced, single-player space shooter. You'll explore a world ravaged by war. A massive handcrafted area is packed with secrets, puzzles, and perils to encounter. Also, the game is looter-shooter, so every enemy you slay will give you something nice. Here you are, a clone pilot seeking your place in the universe. The events of your past tangles with clashing factions as the world around approaches a boiling point. You'll have to escape colonial capture, navigate the intrigues of local warlords, evade energy-maddened cultists, and fend off war-hungry aliens. Yeah, those bastards want to rule the part of the galaxy you live in, so you will discover alien species, unveil mysteries, find hidden treasures, and defend your cargo against outlaw gangs. The campaign spans for 30 hours, a very nice amount for a single-player game. But this is just a tip of a dick. Completionists can dive deep into the EVERSPACE universe and spend more than 90 hours to complete every side mission, finish every challenge, and discover every hidden secret. So if you really like the game, it will give you more challenges as well. People who play the game are agreeing on one thing: this game has no BS, it actually feels like video game where you have to control a spaceship and shoot things down. Also, it has RPG elements and great customization options. Space Engineers. This is a sandbox game about engineering, construction, exploration and survival in space and on planets. You will build spaceships, wheeled vehicles, space stations and planetary outposts of various sizes. They can be civil or military, depending on your approach. Here you can pilot ships and travel through space to explore uncharted worlds and gather resources to survive. Game features not only survival but also a creative mode where you just explore and build without any worries. Game features a realistic, volumetric-based physics engine. Everything can be assembled, disassembled, damaged and destroyed. Except your virginity. Nothing can break it. I'm sorry, I'm kidding. I mean, nothing in this universe can break it. The game can be played either in single or multiplayer modes and supports up to 16 players online. So if you have some imaginary friends, you can play together. As developers say, the game's setting is a NASA punk, just like Starfield. You know, think about how modern-day NASA technology evolved 60 years in the future. Space engineers strive to follow the laws of physics and don't use technologies that wouldn't be realistic to have in the near future. So no teleportation, no anti-gravity devices, and no whiskey without a hangover is available. Anyway, this is a wonderful game, you have all my recommendations. Endless Space 2. Your story unfolds in a galaxy that was first colonized by godlike beings known as the Endless, who rose and fell eons ago. All that remains of them are mystical ruins, powerful artifacts, and a strange, near-magical substance known as dust. Nobody knows the origin of the dust, but I think it's the dried-out leftovers of potato salad once made by these godlike beings, so instead of eating you have to snort it. Anyway, here you'll explore distant star systems, discover the secrets of ancient races, build colonies on distant planets, manage trade routes and develop advanced technologies of unthinkable power. Also encounter new life forms, which you will befriend, go to war against, or just cynically exploit. Or you'll be exploited. You never know what hides deep in the void. You know, the universe is endless, but still somehow smaller than your mama. Lilith Odyssey. This is a small but really ambitious indie project you probably never heard about. So here, after the great nature wars have ended, a corrupt galactic government saps life and resources from the many war-weary planets it controls. Your alien family risks everything across an open-world galactic odyssey to find a mysterious land of new beginnings. And they are all aware of their simulated nature. Well, that's a twist. I always say that our world is a simulation, because there is only a slight, tiny chance that our universe is the original one and not being simulated in a computer of some other civilization in another universe, which is itself simulated in some other computer by some even more advanced civilization in another universe, and the cycle may continue endlessly. So really, what are the chances that we live in the first one, the original universe? A rhetorical question, but makes you think, right? Anyway, you will embark on a galactic journey to Lilith, a faraway planet of new hope. You will discover the history of the Mulago galaxy, relax to in-game radio, grow your fishing, farming and space-faring skills, and enjoy casual adventure. Astroneer. Game is set during the 25th century intergalactic age of discovery. Here, astroneers explore the frontiers of outer space, risking their lives in harsh environments to unearth rare discoveries and unlock the mysteries of the universe itself. In this space sandbox adventure, you can work together with other players to build custom bases above or below the ground, create vehicles to explore a vast solar system, and use terrain to create anything you can imagine. So basically, you are invading beautiful planets with beautiful nature and making an industrial hell out of them. Yeah, screw nature, the galaxy is full of it. People on Steam are saying that here you are your own worst enemy. You will fall off the cliffs, touch deadly plants and forget something at your base that is half a galaxy away. Yeah, anyway, very positive reviews are here for a reason. Almost everyone loves the game and there is a huge chance that you will love it as well.
Oxygen not included.
Here you'll find that scarcities of oxygen, warmth, and everything else are constant threats to your colony's survival. You will guide colonists through the perils of subterranean asteroid living, and watch as their population grows until they are not simply surviving, but thriving. You know, like Bear Grylls in nature, except here you don't need to drink your own piss. Though you can do that if you want in real life, I'm not judging you. So here, just like in Dungeon Manager games, everything in your space colony is under your control. From excavation to resource allocation, right down to plumbing and power systems. Resources will begin depleting with your first breath, so be sure to dig fast if you want to live. Your inhabitants each have different and potentially destructive ways of reacting to stress, so be sure to always keep them happy, whatever the cost. Or they will all go amok and you will have to start over again. Void Crew. It's still in early access, but already has more than 90% of positive reviews on Steam, and lets you explore the universe along with your buddies or, you know, your mother-in-law. Nobody loves you more, and you know it. Here you will pilot the ship, man the turrets, perform emergency repairs, recharge the power cells, utilize space station weaponry, fabricate munitions, and exit the ship on extravehicular missions, be it patching the ship's hull or scavenging derelict wrecks. People on Steam are saying that this game will break your friendships, but you know, it's worth it. You will find new friends. World is full of friends, not yours though. Starbound. This is basically a Terraria in space where you create your own story. There is no wrong way to play. You can go and save the universe from the forces that destroyed your home, uncovering greater galactic mysteries in the process. Or you may wish to ignore this heroic journey entirely in favor of colonizing uncharted planets, collecting rare creatures, or delve into dangerous dungeons and lay claim to otherworldly treasures. Discover ancient temples and modern cities, trees with eyes, mischievous penguins, and talking ding-dongs. Well, you'll be first to find those, but you never know. Universe is endless. Empyrion Galactic Survival. This is an open-world space sandbox survival adventure. Here you'll build powerful ships, mighty space stations, and vast planetary settlements. Follow your greed and explore, conquer, or exploit a variety of different planets and discover strangest mysteries. You'll have to fight alien, human, and other biological hazards and survive in a hostile galaxy full of hidden dangers. You can play as a lonely potato or team up with your friends, build new friendships, create alliances, or make war to conquer the solar system. The title combines elements from space simulations, construction games, survival games, and various shooters. About 80% of the reviews on Steam are positive. People say that the gameplay is way better than it looks, and that is always a good sign. Although many players are bashing the difficulty level of the game, some enemies are overpowered and also the learning curve is pretty steep. IXION. Propelled onwards through a perilous journey, you are the administrator of the mighty space station, charged with finding a new home for humanity. Keeping the station sound and flying will require a firm hand and strategic thinking. You are constantly pulled between maintaining hull integrity, bringing in new resources, and managing power consumption. What choices will you make when confronted with impending disaster? What will you discover out there in the dark? Probably nothing good. We all know that Borg is somewhere out there. The Invincible. The Invincible was written by Polish writer Stanisław Lem, the author of the very well-known Stellaris. In general, I think that The Invincible should have been a movie, but I will take a game as well. So the plot of the book, I will try to tell you without spoilers, is revolving around an expedition who has landed on a distant desert planet, much like a Mars, but an itsy-bitsy teeny-weeny more alive one. And then bad things start to happen. Duh. All I can say that this plot is not a usual one where you land on some creepy rock and then some monsters start snatching your crew one by one. It's not like that. If you remember Stellaris, you can realize that Stanisław Lem tried to avoid cliches and think of something more intriguing. So I can promise you that The Invincible is not a cliche story. It is really good, less psychological if you compare it to Stellaris and more action-oriented. Also, if you played Firewatch, you will see where they took the inspiration from. Chorus. Here you'll unlock amazing weapons and mind-bending abilities. Along with your sentient starfighter, visit ancient temples, engage in exhilarating zero-G combat, and venture beyond our waking reality. Explore epic locations such as sprawling space stations and strange planes of existence beyond our own. Engage in dogfights from epic cosmic void to tight crystalline corridors. People on Steam are saying that Chorus is one of the best-looking space games to date, but will make you vomit on your keyboard if you are a victim of motion sickness. If you are in doubt, just download and play Chorus demo on Steam absolutely free. Starfield. For most The Elder Scrolls, Fallout and Bethesda fans in general, this was disappointment of the year. Empty galaxy filled with copy-pasted planets, procedurally generated identical landscapes, assets and doodads was nothing anyone ever asked. And the explanations from the developers that in the real world space is filled with mostly dead boring planets somehow fails to reflect reality when it actually matters. The planets of our solar system are made as bland as boring as well, and most of the time not even close to what they should be, so the card of
We make everything realistic.
is useless here. The game has only around 60% of positive reviews, left by more than 100,000 buyers on Steam, and I usually never include such disasters in my list. But so it happened that I bought the game before the release and I played it for around 10 hours before giving up. I was bored all the time. The thrill I felt while playing The Elder Scrolls wasn't there, not even close. I paid 100 euros for early access, so I actually spent around 10 euros for an hour of gameplay. I will probably never go back to it again, so I feel dumb. And it's on me, not on Bethesda. They tricked me well, they can loath about it. So the whole point of including Starfield in this list is just to warn you, do not buy it. Well, or at least wait for a huge discount, like 90% or something. But even then, just play The Outer Worlds instead. It's a similar but way better game. Deliver Us the Moon. This is a single-player adventure sci-fi thriller set in an apocalyptic near future where Earth's natural resources are depleted. A lone astronaut is sent to the moon on a critical mission to save humanity from extinction. And you know, that astronaut is you, so we are all doomed. The story starts when one fateful night all communications with Earth ceased to exist and the energy source was lost. Now, years later, you assume the role of world's last hope on a do-or-die mission to investigate what actually happened. You will embark on this adventure with a small robot companion. Together you will traverse the moon, explore abandoned facilities, gather clues and ultimately uncover the secrets and hidden agendas of those long gone. The game is quite short, it will take about 10 hours away from your boring life. It has a very positive review score, and if you like space adventures, it may be your spoon of potato salad. The Expanse, a Telltale series. If you like science fiction but never watched the Expanse TV show, well, you should. These are one of the best sci-fi series ever made. Although at first you may be overwhelmed by the count of the characters and political intrigues, don't give up. The show really delivers if you stick to it. And this is Telltale's take on this wonderful world and story. Here you'll explore the dangerous and uncharted edges of the belt. From scavenging wrecked ships in zero-G environment to surviving a mutiny or fighting fearsome pirates, you will have to make difficult choices and then suffer the consequences. You will scour shipwrecks, use magnetic boots to walk on walls and ceilings, and utilize zero-G thrusters to flow through the void. As you explore mysterious ships and the open expanse of space, you will interact with objects in the world and speak with members of your crew. The game consists of 5 episodes, so plenty of mind food for you. And now, thank you for watching, and don't forget that in my channel you can find hundreds of videos like that with new ones released almost every day. Have a nice day and I'll see you next time. Bye.